A well-informed citizenry is the cornerstone of a thriving republic. The true measure of a government is its ability to protect the rights of its citizens without infringing upon them. Liberty thrives where reason guides the hand of governance. In the pursuit of justice, let reason be the arbiter, and let the law be its instrument. Knowledge is the armor that shields a nation from the encroachment of tyranny. A government restrained by the wisdom of its citizens is a government destined for greatness. Let the light of knowledge dispel the shadows of ignorance, for an enlightened people are the guardians of liberty. The flame of liberty is kindled by the lamp of education. The greatest threat to freedom is complacency. An informed and vigilant citizenry is its strongest defense. A just government derives its power from the consent of the governed, and that consent must be informed and freely given. Guard against the concentration of power, for it is the breeding ground of oppression. The voice of reason should drown out the clamor of faction, ensuring the common good prevails. Government is a delicate balance. Let the rights of the individual harmonize with the needs of the community. A nation that values its privileges above its principles will soon lose both. Knowledge is the compass that guides the ship of state through the turbulent seas of uncertainty. The seeds of liberty must be sown in the fertile soil of education for a bountiful harvest of freedom. Let justice be blind but not ignorant, for an informed justice is a just justice. The pen is mightier than the sword, and an educated electorate is the true guardian of democracy. In the realm of governance, transparency is the sunlight that keeps corruption at bay. Liberty does not flourish in the soil of ignorance. It requires the nourishment of knowledge. A government that respects the rights of its citizens secures its own legitimacy. The wise governance of a nation is a symphony in which each citizen plays a crucial note. To guard against tyranny, let the power of government be diffused among the branches and the people. Eternal vigilance is the price of liberty, and an informed citizenry is its currency. The rights of the minority must be safeguarded against the tyranny of the majority. In the temple of justice, let the scales be balanced by the wisdom of the people. A government that fears the truth is a government that fears its own citizens. The foundation of a just society is laid upon the bedrock of education and enlightenment. Knowledge is the key that unlocks the shackles of oppression. A government that values secrecy over transparency is a government that strays from the path of democracy. In the marketplace of ideas, let reason be the currency and tolerance the prevailing trade. The tree of liberty must be watered by the sweat of an informed and engaged citizenry. Guard against the encroachment of power, for it is the perennial foe of liberty. The strength of a nation lies not in its military might, but in the wisdom of its citizens. In the arena of governance, let the shield of law protect the rights of the individual. A just government is a reflection of an enlightened and vigilant populace. Liberty is not a gift bestowed by government. It is a right inherent in every individual. The flame of liberty is extinguished not by external foes, but by the indifference of its own citizens. The tree of liberty flourishes when nourished by the waters of knowledge and the sunlight of reason. The spirit of liberty is sustained by the collective wisdom and virtue of its citizens. An educated populace is the bedrock upon which the edifice of democracy stands. In the realm of governance, let the rule of law be the guardian of justice. The walls of tyranny crumble in the face of an enlightened and resolute citizenry. The true measure of a government's success is the prosperity and happiness of its citizens. The tapestry of democracy is woven with the threads of knowledge, justice, and virtue. The torch of liberty is passed from generation to generation through the flame of education. Let the lamp of knowledge illuminate the path to justice and equality. A government accountable to its citizens is a government worthy of their trust. The principles of justice must be etched into the foundation of every law. A government that respects the rights of its citizens is a beacon of liberty in a troubled world. In the theater of democracy, Let reason take center stage and demagoguery be relegated to the shadows. The preservation of liberty demands the eternal vigilance of an informed and engaged citizenry. Let the halls of governance echo with the voices of reason and the footsteps of justice. The strength of a nation lies not in the wealth of its coffers, but in the wisdom of its people. The pen of an informed citizen is more potent than the sword of a tyrant. An informed electorate is the greatest defense against the erosion of liberty. The flame of liberty flickers when shrouded in the darkness of ignorance. In the Republic of Letters, let the citizens be armed with the quill of knowledge. The citadel of democracy is impregnable when guarded by an enlightened and vigilant citizenry. The seeds of tyranny find fertile ground in the soil of an uninformed and apathetic populace. Let the laws be a reflection of the collective wisdom and virtue of the people. The strength of a nation lies not in the size of its armies, but in the character of its citizens. The bulwark of liberty is built upon the foundation of an educated and principled citizenry. In the arena of governance, let justice be blind to all but the merits of the case. A government accountable to the people is a government tempered by the fires of public scrutiny. The pursuit of knowledge is the noblest endeavor of an enlightened and progressive society. Let the Constitution be the lodestar that guides the ship of state through the turbulent seas of history. An informed citizenry is the vanguard against the encroachment of despotism. In the symphony of governance, let the melody of justice be played by the virtuoso of reason. The flame of liberty is kindled by the embers of an informed and engaged citizenry. The true measure of a government is the happiness and well-being of its citizens. The halls of justice resonate with the echoes of an enlightened and impartial judiciary. Let the rights of the individual be sacrosanct, for they are the building blocks of a just society. The beacon of liberty shines brightest when fueled by the oil of reason and justice. In the crucible of democracy, let the impurities of injustice be purged by the fires of an informed electorate. The pen of an educated citizen is a formidable weapon against the forces of oppression. An informed citizenry is the bulwark against the tide of ignorance that seeks to erode the shores of liberty. The tree of liberty is sustained by the roots of knowledge and the branches of justice. In the marketplace of ideas, let reason be the currency and ignorance the counterfeit. The walls of tyranny crumble when besieged by the battering ram of an informed and resolute citizenry. The true strength of a nation lies not in the weight of its weaponry, but in the wisdom of its people. Let the compass of justice be guided by the true north of reason and fairness. An informed citizenry is the compass that steers the ship of state away from the treacherous shoals of despotism. The flame of liberty is extinguished not by a tempest from without, but by a breeze of apathy from within. The tapestry of democracy is woven with the threads of knowledge, justice, and the common good. The strength of a nation is measured not by the height of its walls, but by the character of its citizens. In the Republic of Ideas, let the citizens be armed with the shield of reason and the sword of knowledge. An informed citizenry is the sentry that stands guard against the wolves of tyranny. The true foundation of justice is laid upon the bedrock of an informed and enlightened citizenry. Let the principles of justice be the lodestar that guides the ship of state through the stormy seas of uncertainty. The flame of liberty burns brightest when fueled by the oil of knowledge and the wood of virtue. An informed electorate is the lighthouse that warns of the dangers lurking in the dark waters of ignorance. The halls of governance echo with the footsteps of justice when guided by the wisdom of an informed citizenry. Let the edifice of democracy be constructed with the bricks of knowledge and the mortar of justice. The true measure of a government is the extent to which it protects the rights and freedoms of its citizens. In the crucible of democracy, let the impurities of injustice be purged by the fires of an informed and resolute populace. An informed citizenry is the compass that steers the ship of state through the tumultuous seas of history. The true bulwark of liberty is not found in the strength of armies, but in the strength of character among the citizenry. Let the torch of liberty be passed from generation to generation, lighting the way for an enlightened and just society.